Hello and welcome to yet another dimension. I am your host, Jeremy, and Andrew's here once again. And
Hi.
Hi. We must be high. And we just watched, just a second ago, Dexter, New Blood, episode 10, the finale, Sins
of the Father.
of the Father. We're finally here. Long journey.
It was a long, cold journey.
Cold, very cold.
Very cold.
So, what you think of this episode? Just without
Spoiler
spoilers,
free.
was it worth it?
If I'm being honest, I feel like something is missing.
Ooh.
Something just did. I feel like a lot of beats I was hoping were gonna hit a lot harder. They just kind of felt flat or quick, or they didn't feel earned.
Are you talking about in this episode?
And this episode in the season, I mean, look, it's hard to talk about this episode without talking about the whole season because this is the pinnacle, right? Like, this is the end, right?
The end. And we'll get to that.
And this was the thing that was, everything that we saw before was building up towards. So I feel like in a way, a lot of it was a bit of a letdown. But I mean, it could have been worse. I don't think this is not going to go down as one of the worst TV finales of all time.
Oh, no. Not
By
like the
far.
original
No.
Dexter.
It's
That
a
was
better
an outrage.
ending for sure.
Yeah. I think this was made just to rectify the terrible ending we got. Was it season 8 of Dexter?
Season 8, yep.
Where he lives for some reason. I think they're kind of rectifying that. So, but I gotta say, it's not really memorable of a season. This last episode has some moments, but kind of falls flat for me in some areas. And there's some stupid stuff I don't like in it. But at the end, I like how
Did
they
we
kind of
need it?
Did we need it? Yes, I think we needed it because of the ending of the original series.
But based on what happened, do you think this is what we needed? I don't.
Oh no, it could have been a lot better, but I think it's still better than the original ending.
Yeah,
But do we really need a 10 episode series?
that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, so it's kind of like, I don't even think I will ever watch this ever again in my life.
No, never.
And we'll get more into that. Do you want to talk about spoilers? You want to talk about the
We gotta spoil
plot?
this shit. So if you have not caught up to Dexter New Blood,
catch up?
you need to catch up. But
cold,
we're
bro.
gonna spoil the whole season.
Yep.
We're gonna spoil this whole episode.
And we're going to give our final thoughts on it.
Yeah, but overall, I thought it was disappointing. So why was it disappointing? Spoilers.
Well, let's just start from the beginning. Angela, hot on his tail, Dexter's tail, listening to Mary Fuck Kill, Molly's
Podcast.
podcast. And she goes to his house, and of course it's burnt down. She tells him it's arson. He's like, who would try to hurt you?
Who would
Who
do that?
He looks back at all the people he killed. But then after that, Dexter tells Harrison, we got to get the fuck out of here. Because
Yeah.
time for a new start.
Time for a change.
Yeah, time for a change. Time for a new mask. Okay, anyways, inside jokes aside, so he tells Harrison, we gotta go. Let's go to L.A., man. Start some new movies. He didn't say that, but Harrison's kind of hesitant. He doesn't really want to do that because he has his friends, friends here.
Yeah.
He has Aubrey,
His girlfriend.
that deep connection.
I
Just love.
I actually
love.
think it was not a bad relationship. And I go back and watch it. I feel like there's chemistry between the actors. And I especially felt it this episode.
Wow, I'm surprised that you're saying that.
I know, I do feel that way. I don't feel the same way about Dexter and Angela. It's like,
So that's another criticism. I wish, their relationship was more built because they just show that one scene in the beginning where they have sex. But other than that, what else? What other interaction they have other than the plot moving along?
Besides episode 1, there's not a lot of romance at all between them. It's like,
so the conflict between them, it doesn't hit as hard for me.
right, stakes aren't as high.
Yeah, it's like, okay, it's just like it seems like wasn't even a couple.
No, and then when it ends, when she finds out everything about Dexter and confronts him and arrests him,
Yeah.
I don't feel it as much. It's like she just, I don't know how long they were dating. Did they say? I thought it was a couple years though, right? I thought it was a few years.
It was no, it wasn't that long.
Or a
actually.
year,
No, it wasn't that long actually. I remember it was probably 6 or 7 months. I think.
Oh, I thought it was longer than that, but
I mean, look it up. I know somebody's gonna say it wrong, but yeah. So their relationship's not as developed. No. Harrison, Aubrey, cute couple.
I like that. Yeah,
you liked the couple?
I did. You know, okay. I think of all the relationships in the show, I thought that was one of the better ones. I don't just mean like romantic either, but I just mean like relationships, like character dynamics. I thought that was one of the better ones. I thought it made sense. It felt natural. It didn't feel forced. Like they're two kids. There's like a tension from the get go.
Yeah.
And I thought it
developed slowly.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're talking about leaving, so he's heartbroken about that. He doesn't really want to do that.
And that's what was missing between Dexter and Angela, right? Like you look at like Harrison, when he finds out they gotta leave, it's like I do see like a bit of like, oh, I don't want to, hesitance, right?
Yeah.
So it gives. I think Harrison, honestly, is the best character this whole season.
Oh, easily.
The most developed.
I mean, what other character is it except for Matt? I guess not Matt, but Kurt.
In Dexter.
I mean, Dexter. Yeah, of course, Dexter. Yeah.
But here's the thing, and this is my biggest criticism probably the whole season. I feel like this did a disservice to Dexter, in a lot of ways. It's kind of character assassination. You ever heard of that?
Yeah.
Term.
Yeah. He's like he just kills his character, like who he represents.
Right. Yeah, and the thing is, okay, like, and maybe there's some arguments against this, and like he breaks from his rules and all the time, and like when his rules collide, when they conflict, I guess that's what really causes most of the conflict in the show, right? And it's the same with the original Dexter.
Yeah.
But his first rule is don't get caught, right? He gets caught, so I see why he might be starting to break from his rules, but it's just like. It's out of character for this guy who we kind of wanted to root for.
Oh, yeah. By the end, I wasn't.
I wasn't either.
Wanted to lose.
Because here's the thing. He normally kills mostly innocent people, right? Who haven't done anything. Or, I'm sorry. He doesn't kill any innocent people. He kills
people that killed innocent
Exactly. He kills people that are just mostly bad people. He doesn't really kill people who haven't hurt anybody significantly, even if he's like, you know, it might affect him. He's not really as selfish as that, you know. He's not a good guy, but he's better than just a soulless killer, right? But there's a moment where he's thinking about killing Angela when she arrests him at his house, or her house, I should say.
It with Logan.
Yeah.
So like he's like looking at the knife. He's like,
yeah, he looks at a knife and he thinks about killing Angela. Probably.
Yeah, it's just like it's the downfall of Dexter. Like you just make it more and more unlikable. Yeah. But I think he realizes at the end that he's a problem.
Yeah,
and he realized that at the end of the original series.
Right. So why did we need this series? That's my whole thing.
Because they messed up so bad, man. I think that's why. I don't know why they need a whole series to do it. They really don't. But
no, it could have been a movie, maybe.
Like 10 hours of our time.
And the thing is that like a lot of this is not earned. You know, it's like there's this whole battle with him and Kurt. I don't think it's executed as well. There's a lot of lazy plot points.
And there's like a lot better battles between the other killers and the other seasons of Dexter. Exactly. Way more memorable. Like actually ones I will want to watch again. This battle, this season, I probably would never want to watch again.
No.
I don't get really much out of it.
No.
The best thing from the season was the dynamic between Dexter and Harrison, like their relationship growing.
Yeah, it was.
But other than that,
and you know what? I think they fucked that up too, because they had a chance to make the relationship between those two a lot more fleshed out and developed. Yeah. But I mean, he doesn't even start to really be a father to him till what, like episode 8? Yeah. And by that point, everything's already collapsing. He doesn't even have time to help him like with his dark passenger or anything. The season's already over. Yeah. Right? Yeah. And then, but what happened by the end? Did he learn anything from Dexter? It feels like, because all he really learned was like, because he doesn't want to be the killer that Dexter does. Because spoiler alert, for like the end, like Harrison kills Dexter with the rifle that Harrison.
I called it too. I called it, man. I knew he's gonna kill him. He had to.
Right. And I mean, Dexter kind of knows it, because what happens is Dexter, he gets arrested, right? He's screwed. Like, Angela's got all the evidence.
Oh,
she's got all the stuff, the needles, everything's pointing to him being the Bay Harbor Butcher. And then she calls Batista. I'll get to that later, because there's something that pissed me off about that. But anyway, I'm only mentioning all this because at the end, Harrison kills Dexter. And I don't feel like he really got the fatherhood that he was looking for. So why have this series? Like, you don't have the development of the relationship between Dexter and his son. At the end of the day, he
was so late in it too.
It was late.
Yeah, too late.
You would have started that like episode 1 or 2 because Harrison showed up as episode 1. You know, you started
like a little bit like a delay in like trying to tell him like what he does, but it needs to be sooner than that.
Oh, it needs to be way sooner.
Yeah.
Because now like we've had so much develop in the course of 3 episodes, right? We've had now Harrison knows that Dexter's a killer. Harrison contemplates whether he's a killer or not, and decides he's not a killer within the span of 3 episodes.
Yeah,
that's not a lot of time in development.
Because we're like early in our earlier reviews, just like whenever he's gonna tell him, like it's what they're just going so slow, they're losing his footing like easily. I didn't like that at all. I wish they just did it way sooner, because they're juggling a lot of things because they have the Matt situation and Kurt. And like, Kurt's kind of a father to him. Harrison.
See, that should have started sooner too, though.
Yeah,
way sooner.
Like the Matt thing, I think that took too much of a time as well. And like just all like the in between stuff. I don't know. It just in the characters, there's no character development for anybody really except for Harrison.
And I guess Dexter, but I think in a bad way.
Yeah, like he devolved.
Yeah, he devolved. So like, why do this new miniseries if the conclusion is he's the same way he always was, and now he's just dead?
And he's just like, oh yeah, I have to have my son do it. Except, well, he tried to kill himself though. I think he realized that though. He realized that in the last one, they just didn't kill him.
Yeah, he didn't die, but he did try to kill. He drove into a fucking hurricane.
Yeah, he tried to kill himself.
Right.
So I don't. See, look.
Nothing's really working. There's no there's nothing I could take away from it where I'm like, they needed to make this. Nothing justifies it existing.
How is like Harrison better off? Like, what did he
exactly?
Get out of, what was the point of Harrison? What did Harrison learn?
That is my whole thing. It's
his dad is a killer,
right? Because now he hasn't gotten any direction about what to do with his dark passenger, right? Not really.
Because Kurt's dead, Dexter's dead,
right?
He's by himself. Hannah's dead.
Right, all his
so
and it's like he didn't get the fatherhood really. They only I don't know how long
man,
this
we're
was
shitting on it.
supposed
People
to.
are going to be mad.
Oh, they're already mad. At
yeah, I heard people were like, "Oh man, this is so much better than the series finale, the last one."
It is,
but
in fairness,
is it it's shit? The original one is shit. Only thing you go is up. Like it's not saying much.
Yeah, it is a better season overall. I mean, I think the themes are better overall, and all that is better than season 8 of Dexter. But that was really bad. Yeah, it was really poorly handled. And this one, I think it had a really great premise and a lot of great ideas and themes, and I just don't think it was executed right. I really don't. I think that's what killed it, is the execution for me. I was
talking about it. I know. Look, you want to talk more about the plot? What's going on?
I had a couple other things I wanted to mention that I think just drop plot beats. Like they just drop ideas and threads like in there. They're kind of stupid, right? So like, what was the point of this oil tycoon guy we saw at the beginning, right?
Oh yeah, I forgot about him.
Who's super creepy, and we've been thinking like, I was even thinking last episode maybe he would be connected to more of what Kurt was doing, and it just. He's gone. So what was he there for? The only thing I could think of is that he was to misdirect us from Kurt, but Kurt was my number one suspect from day one.
So yeah, because they show with his eye, like it was so obvious that was him.
Right.
So I think there was just a misdirection.
And also poorly executed.
Maybe a development of Aubrey's character because he's like antithesis of her.
Why not just make Kurt that guy?
I don't know.
The only thing I could think that they brought him into was to misdirect people. And it just makes me wonder too, how many of people like in Kurt's place, like, or how many people knew about what Kurt did? Because Kurt had the one guy, right?
Yeah.
Who helped kidnap Dexter.
Nobody else knew.
No, there had to have been other people.
Nobody else.
Yeah, and we're never gonna find out probably because
I think it would have worked with the oil tycoon guy if he's like stayed in and maybe he helped Dexter in some way. Like they thought, like they're thinking like maybe he's in on it. And like at the end, maybe he like helps. I'm trying to justify him being in the show.
There's no justification.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of something like he stays in the show and like he's doing shady shit. So maybe we think it might be him or it might be Kurt, but we find this out like in the 3rd episode, right?
Yeah,
that it's Kurt. So what is the mystery for? What we wasting time, the precious time we have, 10-episode season, and then there's no development between Harrison and Dexter. It's like, why are we here? Why are we doing this?
Right. A lot just doesn't really pay off,
Yeah.
And then even like again like Batista, and this is why I wanted to mention him. So when they brought him in I think episode 6 maybe it was
something like that
at the police conference, I thought that was a really interesting way to connect Angela to this Dexter character, right? That was a clever way of doing it. I thought it made sense. It felt organic. And I thought he would play a bigger role. But here's the thing. She calls him in episode 10 and asks him a little bit about what was going on. And he says, LaGuardia, the captain, right, from Dexter, died. But she thought Dexter was the guy. What? Okay. I don't feel like... he was already screwed, Dexter. So we didn't need... like, Angela didn't need any more evidence to screw this guy.
No, not at all.
And Angel never shows up.
He's coming. He's coming.
He's coming and doesn't make it by the end of the episode. Why even imply he's on his way?
I think... okay, so I guess that's... well, I think they think we won't believe that it's not enough evidence. But, like, once he says Batista, like, Dexter gives that look, like, oh, I'm screwed. He tells her to turn off the camera so he could tell her about Kurt and, like, the bodies. And she, like, runs away.
I guess so.
But that's a weak... I think that's a weak plot device.
It is.
It's like, I don't like that.
I feel like it's an underutilized, idea too. You have Batista, you have the actor, you have the character. Why not just bring him back in and just have him come in? And like, why? I don't know why Angela would, have this whole conversation with him in episode 10 when they could have had it maybe a little bit sooner. She already knew him, already talked to him, already had her suspicions. What, 2 episodes ago?
Yeah. Come on. Maybe have him in the city, kind of like making arounds, like helping Angela out. While, like, Dexter's there too, but they're always missing each other somehow. Imagine
the tension of them actually seeing each other again.
Yeah, I was looking forward to that so much.
Just a missed opportunity.
No.
See, it's just another drop ball, I think. And, that's one of the biggest things that's weighed this down for me. And I'm sure people are going to disagree with what I'm about to say, but I think there's been a lot of dumb character decisions overall. And I the last couple episodes, like some examples, like Kurt just going back to his house when he sees Harrison and Dexter there. And he doesn't he has a sniper rifle. Mm-hmm. Why doesn't he keep his distance and snipe him from outside? Why would he go in there?
Because he'll probably win.
Exactly.
He'll probably win.
Lazy
it
writing,
makes sense.
Right? But he's not stupid. He's done this for years. I get he's scared because now somebody's like in my space, like they're gonna find my shit.
Yeah.
But you'd still think he'd be more careful than that, right? Mm-hmm. And he's not. And then same with like Dexter giving Harrison a gun. Like he hasn't taught him. I'm still bothered by that.
You know why they gave him the gun? So he can shoot him at the end. Like I said, man, that's the only reason why they gave him.
But it doesn't make sense in the careful logic of Dexter, who like knows.
Nobody's thinking that far into it, man. They don't think it's a character, like goes away from the character because he would never actually do that. But people disagree. I think it's weird too. Like I said, a knife set would have been sweet. Maybe even kill him with a knife. That would have been fucking brutal.
Yeah,
like one of his knives,
and it would have made a lot more sense. And it's just. Like, I say all this stuff and I critique the writing so heavily because I think the earlier seasons of Dexter, the writing is what really drives it. The writing is what makes it good. There's a lot of interesting plot twists, the suspense, the tension. That's what made Dexter good, the plot twists, and they just don't have it anymore. They don't have the logic either. And I mean, stuff was always kind of crazy, but it made sense within the world that they built.
It was more interesting, too.
Yeah, the characters made more sense. So I feel like there's a lot of missed opportunities, a lot of dumb plot beats, and that's really that brought it down for me. Honestly, it took me out.
You're the plot guy. I'm the character guy. These characters are lame. Okay, we got the memorable Angela, where her personality is she's a cop.
I mean, she's the straight guy. I think every show needs a straight guy.
Isn't everybody a straight guy? Who's?
Well, that's the thing is they have too many straight guys in the show.
Yeah, Logan. What is his personality? He's a coach.
I guess he's kind of goofy, right? He's kind of.
Is he though? Is he Masuka? Is he like?
He's not Batista? that doofusy.
Like
but...
Batista, he's kind of like kind of like a sleazy guy, kind of sometimes like flirty. Yeah. Batista, but he's still like likable guy. But like Logan, I mean, is these people likable to you? Like I think
they're just okay.
Yeah, they're just okay. But I like the characters from the original Dexter, like Deb compared to fucking Angela.
They were more memorable.
Yeah, and I guess they do have more time to develop it. But for me, like if it hits more, like spoilers. But Logan. Let's talk about the next snap of the century. So Dexter's
the snapping.
The snapping. So Dexter's in the jail cell. Logan gives him the water bottle. Dexter grabs him, so he has him in the headlock. Okay,
he is Batman.
He doesn't have his head like this. He has it in the headlock. So Logan tries to shoot him, but somehow he breaks his neck, snaps his neck
like this
with a chokehold.
Yeah, like I guess just. It's quick. It's not like the head doesn't jerk. it's just so
whatever. That was just bad.
It looked really bad, yeah.
But like he dies, I'm like, okay. And imagine if you actually liked the character. I don't. Imagine if that was like, I don't know. It just, I hate when they do, like, I hate when they don't make the characters likable. So it gets me. I know you can have a good plot and not have like a lot of character development, but I think it adds to it for me too as well.
You know, and
like it hurt. Like it hit hard when Deb died though.
Yeah,
you know, from the first one.
One thing I'm thinking of, because you know it became a pivotal thing at the end, because when you know Harrison confronts Dexter, he's like, well, whose blood is that? You know, and he's like, is that Coach's blood, right?
Yeah, you know, it's important. Yeah.
So he cares about, you know, Logan, and I feel like
I don't care about him though.
Right, but what if like the dynamic had shifted to where they made Logan more like the father character that was competing with Dexter, you know? Because then you have somebody who's like, I guess, you know, he's a cop, but I guess he's seen as more of a righteous, you know, upstanding citizen as opposed to the anti-hero. You have a lot more conflict there.
Yeah.
Instead of like Kurt. I do like the idea of Kurt being the other opposing figure too, because then it ups the stakes between Kurt and Dexter.
Yeah,
and
maybe have like three different types of like father.
Then I think it's hard to balance. But I'm just saying, if they would have done something like that, where there is like an instance, if they would have fleshed out more of the development between, you know, Logan and Harrison, then you believe the turn a little bit more at the end there of saying, hey, this is fucked up that Harrison has.
It's like the plot is not strong enough to be carried on its own. Like we just watched Memento, and that has like a great plot.
Yeah,
you don't really need that much character in it, but this is kind of weak in terms of the plot. So I need more than that.
A lot of missed opportunities and drop balls, to be honest. Yeah.
So it's just, I don't know. It just didn't work for me. Like either the plot or the characters. It's some like really good moments, like he's like throwing the baseballs at him, and like the moment at the end where he shoots him. Dexter, when Harrison shoots Dexter, that was an emotional scene.
It was. I like the the trophy room too, Kurt's trophy room.
Oh yeah,
that's creepy,
horrifying. Yeah,
that's all memorable to me, and that sticks out. But again, it's just the writing. It really was the writing that brought it down. And compare that to like, you know, a lot of the, like, think about all the missed opportunities for like twists too. Like Kurt being the bad guy is not a twist. Like it feels
not at all. Is it supposed to be?
I feel like it was, because why else would they make it a mystery for 3 episodes and then act like it's some big reveal?
I'm trying to think of another twist, really, other than the Pete Batista one. That was a good one.
It was interesting, yeah, but not a lot of plot twists, you know. And like I think of like the first couple seasons of Dexter, like with the like his brother being the one bad guy in season 1, or even in like season 4 of like Trinity killing Rita before he died. Like a lot of those were twists are really good. Or even
never forget that stuff.
Right. Or the one season where the old guy was grooming the younger guy to kill people, and you find out the old guy's been dead the whole time.
Yeah, I was like, what?
That was a really good twist. Like that was done really well.
What's in this though?
Exactly. There's no
Nothing
moment.
really.
There's no it moment where I'm like, oh, this is it.
Maybe they're just going for like a different thing though. Not a lot of twists, but it just seems flat.
Yeah, it does seem
What about
flat.
it?
Yeah,
we need more M. Night Shyamalan in this, man.
Need that twist. I'm a twisty guy. I like twists. That's why I like Christopher Nolan and all that stuff. And like, it's something I really like.
Yeah,
you know, I do like twist endings, and I like that sort of thing. But I don't always need that type of good plot. But again, like there's just a lot of missed opportunities. If the plot is tight, if everything seems like it feels important, it doesn't feel like you're just getting out of stuff really lazily, I'll be okay. But this is played with that. This New Blood, it was played with a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah, I'm thinking about it. Nothing is really excellent in this. It's just everything's okay to good sometimes. Yeah, it was okay. I don't know if it's 10 episodes worth of watching, but Dexter dies and he's gone forever. He died on my birthday.
Happy birthday.
Dexter's dead. So, I come out of this, I'm just like, okay, that's the ending.
I guess the only plus I can take from this is, I feel like this is definitely the end.
It needed to end in 2013, though.
Should have. But, I was getting kind of worried they might try to make a new season out of this. The only way I could think it would work is if they had Dexter, like, in captivity, and he was like advising on him. But it makes more sense that they would just want to kill him because of all the bad shit he's killed so many people.
He deserves to die. He even had innocent people killed back then.
Yeah.
So it's sad that a person like that can't really live in this society. Because, to be honest, he's done some good. Okay, he's murdering people, but
They're bad.
they're like
people.
the scum. Of the, like, I don't
Yeah.
like. That's like a moral like thing. Like, that's a question. Like, is he actually doing good? Like, is he
Yeah.
Batman or he's just a fucking madman?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So but once he starts killing like innocent people, like him killing Logan, I'm like,
right.
just take it, man.
It loses the character that they spent all this time developing, and then you bring them back the whole. They bring back the show. Why are you doing that just to lose the character now? Just to assassinate that character now? And I feel like that's what they did.
Because they kind of like had him like, oh yeah, innocent people are dying. Like his dad died, so we already kind of already went through this. Like, why are we doing this again? We're retreading the same kind of plot.
I feel like I don't know if it was the writers. They're hoping they could just make a better ending, which I guess in retrospect compared to the original ending,
It's more definitive.
it is more preferable. But I don't feel like it really added much, know? Because at the end of the day, I feel like we're right back to where we started. Dexter is not going to change. He's a bad guy. The only difference is this time he just died, which they should have just done.
Like, just think about it.
Hate,
when you watch Dexter, are you really going to watch this over the first couple seasons of Dexter?
No.
Like, it's
Absolutely
so much
not.
better.
Yeah.
Like, when I watched that original, I'm like, wow, this is so interesting. Because especially back then, you don't really have something like that. A serial killer as the main protagonist. You have like sympathy for a killer, and it makes sense. But I mean, it did get messy in the later seasons. But this, I don't know. I guess he's a more mature killer. He's trying to be more a dad figure, but it falls flat for me, really.
Yeah,
it's
because
it's not focused.
You know what? If he would have been more of like the dad role and trying to explain his process to Harrison,
that would have been so interesting.
It would have been so much better too.
Yeah.
And it's just a lot of drop balls, like I said. So
well, I guess Harrison's not really a killer.
He's not,
Yeah.
but like he could have still had that same outcome. He could have tried to groom him and tell him all this stuff, and Harrison says no.
Yeah, he gets like Dexter gets frustrated because like, oh, that's my son. I have somebody that understands me, because Dexter's always trying to find somebody that understands him.
Yeah,
like,
he's
his past
alone.
girlfriends.
Yeah.
And like
Yeah.
the lawyer from the like season 3 or something like that, he's killing.
Yeah.
So he's always trying to because he's alone.
Yeah.
But he tries to instill that in his son, but you don't want him to be a killer. So he gets frustrated trying to teach him his ways, and he doesn't go with it because he doesn't like it.
I mean, this is essentially what happens in episode 9 and 10. It's just that all that happens in one episode.
And then you're balancing
You know?
the Kurt situation and like Angela's, and there's a lot going on in like 3 or 4 episodes.
Yeah.
And then like, what were we doing before that? It's kind of boring episodes.
Wasting time is what they're doing, man. They wasted time.
Man, we were shitting on this. I didn't think it was.
Look, we gotta be honest. We gotta be honest with the people. This is our job.
I'm
This is what we
really.
do.
It's not that okay. The show is not that bad.
No, and
It's
actually, I wanted to mention that because I feel like we should just give it a rating. What would you give Dexter New Blood season 1 out of 10? The whole season. What would you give it out of 10? What's your score?
See, like, I try to think of like the pantheon of shows, TV shows, like Breaking Bad.
Same.
The first season of True Detective. It's kind of like similar to doing like detective work and messed up characters. Game of Thrones, the first couple seasons, and like it's not even close.
No,
Those are like 10 nines. Like this is like a 6.
I'd say
6.5.
5 for me, man.
Yeah.
It just feels.
I like Dexter a lot, like the character Dexter.
Oh yeah, me too.
It's just that's why I appreciate seeing him, and he gets his finale, so I give it that. And it's not shit.
No, it's not shit. Look,
it's a little bit above average to me.
Yeah. I gotta talk about all the things that did work, because I know it sounds like maybe I'm thinking this is the worst thing ever.
It's
but
not.
No, a lot of work for me.
I understand why somebody would like this.
Yeah, there's a lot that's really cool. I like the setting of like this small town in the snow.
I always like small towns.
Yeah, he's
shows.
not used to the snow, right? So like even in episode 1, he's dragging a body and there's blood on the snow, and he's not used to that. Like he has to kind of adapt to his new surroundings and adapt his way. I like the idea of that, right? I like the Harrison thing, the father figure role. I think honestly, it's just execution that kills this series for me. It's like if you would have just done it better. I think the ideas are great. I think the on paper, every plot point is a good idea.
Yeah, and I think the performances for the most part
Performances
were
were
really
great.
well.
Yeah,
like
Clancy Brown.
oh, he was great as the villain. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's intimidating. Yeah,
And even Harrison's actor, I don't know his name.
yeah, he seems like a newer face.
Yeah.
He has I think he has a bright future.
He has potential for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because he starts as an angsty kid and but it's like earned because what he's gone through.
Yeah.
Understand his hatred towards his father. So, but he turns it around. He comes more likable kid.
Yeah, and I
Just
think
like a
he's
kid.
empathetic. Yeah.
So the performances, for the most part, I think they were good. It's a decent show, but doesn't really stand out from the best of the best.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. So that was. I mean, I don't know what else we can say.
I don't know much else to say. If you're a fan of Dexter,
I think you gotta watch it.
Yeah, I mean, it will help ease the pain of that awful season.
Man. See, people were thinking of the final season, the final episode, and they were so mad. It's like anything is better than that. So I don't overrate it. Just think of just really look at it. Are you really gonna watch this again? Do you really want to watch this again? No, I don't. Maybe some scenes are cool, but nah.
Yeah, it's just definitely missing something. So.
Yeah, that electric copy.
It's not a tight plot. A lot of loose screws. A lot of drop balls. Drop balls.
Loose screws,
from Matt's leg.
Balls.
See, I thought
Baseballs.
that was again it's a lot of really cool stuff.
Mm-hmm. We're leaving out little cool details.
Dexter, when he burns the body, there's what eventually fucks him over is that Matt's had an accident, right? He was in the boating accident eventually.
That's the reason why he killed him.
He killed people, right? Yeah. But he had screws in his leg, and I guess they're made of titanium and they don't melt. That's really interesting.
Yeah.
And that was a really cool way.
I don't think I've ever seen something like that.
No, I had no idea that was a thing. Mm-hmm. That was a really cool way to bust Dexter, I thought. It was interesting. I would never think of that.
Yeah. I've just seen better shows like detective, mystery shows in this.
Yeah.
That's why.
Yeah.
Once you see some more, you realize this is just standard.
Something's
standard
missing.
Affair. Yeah. It's just nothing really special about it.
Yeah.
When you see something special, it's special. This is not it. Though. And it's a no for me. Though.
It doesn't justify its own existence. I think that's the biggest problem.
Yeah. Yeah. Just fix the ending. Well, Dexter's gone. No more Dexter.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
He's up there with Harambe.
Oh man, I missed. Man, we need a Harambe a documentary.
TV series.
Yeah, TV series. Yeah, miniseries. So he's raising his kid, his ape. Gorilla.
Teach him about his dark
messenger. Yeah, kind of like Tarzan. When they're hanging with the apes.
Yeah.
Anyways, let's end this shit because I'm fucking hot.
Well, Dexter's over, so now we can finally take this off.
Oh. Okay. Oh. God. I'm gonna get some ice cream or something like that.
Yeah.
Ooh. Oh. All right. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next fucking dimension.
God damn.